Finally back after a long weekend. Hope all you guys had a nice Martin Luther King Day. If you guys can notice right away, the audio quality is a little different. Turns out I am recording at home with my computer because the studio is undergoing some maintenance right now. I don't know how long I will be on here, but I will do my best to bring you guys content from back home as well. So like I said, long weekend. It was a pretty busy weekend. We had lots of action go around, especially at the MSU Dome. Men's basketball finally getting a win. A lot more good things to see from Mariah Payne. And then also outside of the Dome, plenty from the Mesa. And then the hockey teams on the road. We had the road game in Jamestown. It was an outdoor game between the Beavers and the Jimmies. So lots to cover on today's episode. I'll get started with MSU basketball. This weekend, they went 1-3, mixed between the men's and women's. The women's team lost both of their games this weekend against SMSU and Sioux Falls. And just like the men's team, they also played the same teams as the women's. The first game for the women's team against SMSU on Friday, it was a loss. Mustangs from Southwest Minnesota, they won it 85-61. It just seemed like MSU just could not get close to what they needed to get to. It was a rough start for them, having been down 26-10. They progressively got better, but SMSU was just too much. Their cycle game to the paint was sufficient. Those easy 2 points every time. You always got to utilize the paint. I thought they did that efficiently. Like I said, they had a few steals in the defensive zone. I know Mariah Payne had one when it was 50-36 at one point. More of that should hopefully bring more points along the board. The games versus SMSU were on Friday, by the way. So, as mentioned, 81-65. Correction, 85-61 for the Mustangs. And then on the men's side of things, quite different than what the women's provided. It's a much closer one, although the Mustangs, they collect the sweep over Minot State 61-57 on the men's side. SMSU had multiple double-digit point getters that definitely showed out in that one. Trevor Rothstein was impressive for Minot, hitting a couple threes in there. His shot, I'd say, is starting to get lethal for Minot State. Let's hope we can see more of that in the future. And definitely did see more of that the next day on Saturday when both MSU teams played University of Sioux Falls Cougars. I didn't get any notes of the women's game. I do know that Mariah Payne had 18 in that one, if I am not mistaken. But I did get notes for the men's game. And boy, did it ever come down to the wire. The entire game, all the way through, was very close. I'm pretty sure neither team had a 10-point lead. In fact, just a double-digit lead in general. I'm pretty sure neither team had one of those. It all came down to the end with an impressive 3-point shot from Kobe Jackson to seal the deal. The score was 69-66 for the MSU men's side of things. And then for the women's side, they lost 87-53. Still not close yet. That was the one where I mentioned Mariah Payne had 18 points in that one. So granted, it was still 1-3 for both the MSU basketball teams over the weekend, but a nice positive outlook for the men's team, especially getting that win over UCF. It's a big confidence booster. Kobe Jackson calls game. That was fun to watch and fun to cover too. Staying in the college realm of things, some of the away events, a special event happening in Jamestown, Hockey Day in North Dakota. The Beavers men's team went over to Allen Field to play the host Jamestown Jimmies, and Beck Sports was broadcasting the game live, and they had to stop the game a bunch of times because it was snowing hard there. It was basically a blizzard down there. So a lot of snow covering the ice. A little unsafe, I'm not certain on that, but it was definitely hard for the players to skate and play the puck. So you can tell why it was kind of a low-scoring game and why it went deep into overtime and in the shootout. But in the end, Jamestown, their shooters were just more impressive. 2-1 in the outdoor game. Justin Metcalf in the third period had the equalizer, but just could not get it done in the shootout. Impressive game by Devils Lake native Holden Kurtz, backstopping the Beavers as much as he could. But again, Jamestown's shooters in the shootout, they're just too good for them. And then for women's hockey, they were on the road this weekend. I referenced in the last episode that the Beavers team won 5-3 over Miami. They stuck around in Miami once again on Saturday, this time winning it again 5-3 on Friday and then 2-0 on Saturday over Miami University. Jordan Ivanko had a 20-save shutout in the second game. So Ivanko continues her amazing breakout rookie season. The Beavers women's will be back home this upcoming weekend, on both Saturday and Sunday. They will be back versus the University of Minnesota. And then the men's team will be back again against the same Jamestown Jimmies, Friday at the Mesa, and then Saturday in Jamestown. Before I get to the high school events, just a little bit on the Toros, since they'll be shorter to summarize. Since they were on the road, they played the Austin Bruins, still fighting for a good playoff spot in the division. The Toros, they won the first game on Friday night 7-1, and then on Saturday didn't quite get another 7-goal output, although it would be nice to get that every night. That's just not how it works, unfortunately. It was a 3-2 win for the Austin Bruins. Toros still retained some points from that weekend. But as always, every weekend from now on is going to be crucial for the Toros. Billy Emanen and Nick Armstrong Kincaid had nice weekends overall, potting a few goals there. And AJ Ruskowski, of course, having a very nice game on Friday. Still doing well on Saturday, but just did not get the win in that one. And now we move on to the Minot High events. Over in boys basketball, 71-53, Magicians over the Williston Coyotes. Again, that's good stuff to see because, as always, you should never overlook the underdogs. Seemed a little closer in this one, but what matters is the win. And then moving on to Majets hockey versus the nearly winless Dickinson Midgets. They just got one win in there, but still kind of a not so great season for them. The Majets pull even within the WDA conference at 4 wins, 4 losses, and 1 loss past regulation, with a 5-0 victory over the Midgets. Goals coming from Abby Tallman, Carson Abrahamson, Paige Ackerman. Great shot from the point on that first goal by her. Brenna Abrahamson and O'Malley Esslinger. So scoring is spread out with this one as well. Nice game from Kaya Shaw, adding 3 assists as well. And then the shutout for Amber Borkus. Just overall great team play from them. Especially in the shot category too. I mean, it was only 45-6, so pretty impressive stuff from the Majets hockey team. I did not report on any penalties in the third period because it just got very chippy out there, and there were already too many, just even for the PA announcers to report on. But yeah, I think a positive attitude in the warm-ups for the Majets. It leads to great character. That's kind of what really stood out to me in that one, watching them in the warm-ups. Smiles everywhere, doing their normal routines. Just overall, great character. Hopefully that continues on. The Majets did not let up a single shot in the first period. So just great all-around teamwork everywhere. And then over at the Majets lair for Majets basketball, Minot High wins over Williston. The Coyotes again, 76-61. And then a record to report on from that Majets basketball game. Allie Nelson, now the new record holder for most points in a single game with 33. So nice job, Allie, on that. And then I believe I have not reported on this yet for Jackson Gunville on the boys' side. He is the career 3-point leader, still counting. I am getting this info from the Magi Sports Media, so thank you guys over there at Central Campus or wherever you guys hold your info or whatnot. And then games for tonight, Tuesday, January 21st. Minot High, the stage is yours. Majets hockey versus Mandan at the Mesa, 7 o'clock. Once again, hopefully they continue that strong team play all around. Minot High Magicians basketball at Bismarck Century. That should be a good one, considering both teams were close to each other in the standings last year. That one starts at 7:30. And then Majets basketball versus the same Bismarck Century Patriots at MCC, so a home event this time at 7:30. And then an interesting one for Magicians hockey. They are playing Beulah Hazen at Hazen High School. That one is set to be a puck drop at 7 p.m. So more action going on today. Minot High fans, make sure you go out and support and attend. And that is all she wrote for that one. This concludes episode 5 of the Minot Sports Podcast. Definitely a lot more this time around. Thank you guys for listening once again. I'll see you next time. Take care.